Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I played some offlane LINA, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are on this channel also watch a gameleap, probably, that would make sense. So I did post a LINA build that was very similar to the one that you're going to be watching. So I wanted to give you kind of like a heads up. This is going to be a similar build, but really the big difference between that video and this video is in that video I was kind of covering the build, what to buy. Here, I'm more so just going to be talking about my overall gameplay. This is on my main account, which currently is rank 21, which, if you're curious what that is 9,860 MMR. And yeah, I'm just going to show you. This is a cool game because I lane against TIMADO. If you don't know who that is, that's a carry player for TSM who came in second place at a major recently. So, obviously a very, and I mean very good player. All in all, I really believe that this LINA hero is a top meta hero. It's very flexible. It can go a right-click based build, which I don't go this game, or it can go a magic based build. I'll quickly show you what I went this game, if I can pull it up real quick. So my build was Null into Urn, into Mana Boots, into Urn, into Aether, Blink, Shard, Ags, Bots, Octarine, Kaiasange, Shadowblade, into Arcane Blink. And this build really is fantastic. So let's go over why this hero is so good in the lane. 290 movement speed, not great. 4 armor, very good. 64 damage, incredibly good. As well as a way to shove out the wave or a stun. I was told by my friend that I probably should have taken the stun. It's the same mana cost as Dragon Slave. It does a little bit more damage, and most importantly, it stuns, which is really good at pressuring the carry. Right? You can use it when they're going for a last hit. You can use it on the creep wave, which is going to naturally shove the wave, which is actually a good thing, right? If I stun the melee creeps and they aren't attacking for 1.6 seconds, it's going to mean that the wave is going to shove into the void. This might seem like a bad thing, but it's not. In the early waves, that can be a good thing because he can't trade with me if there's a massive creep wave in front of him, right? So it's actually a good thing. What is this animation? Oh my god. Alright, it's bugged. Either way, you're going to notice that the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the void and then nuke. This is a really cool way to get free chip damage on the carry and bait them in. So it works. If it works against TIMADO, I can assure you it's going to work against your 3k MMR carry player that you're probably laning against. I'll keep it real. So I go for the deny here, don't get it. But then what this does, by hitting him, I'm going to pull aggro, get the creep away from him, and then when it's in range, I'm going to nuke. And he takes all of that damage. He's going to have to time walk it off, forcing a very early time walk, 24-second cooldown from the void, giving me a potential gap to harass him even more. So really nice start to the lane there as I'm going to look to hit him. And you can see you could just hit people like this, right? And you notice because I shoved in the wave, this is possible. You see how this is coming together? Because I auto-attack the wave a little bit and I shove it in, it puts me in an advantage. I want to quickly go back only because I don't think I showed you the literal start to the wave. But literally right away, I'm going to hit the melee creep and then kill it as fast as I can. Right? Notice how I do that? Intentional. Fully intentional. I'm giving you giga secrets. I'm literally showing you how to be so much better. Just this small thing of nuking this in puts me in a position where I can trade later on, right? And funny enough, what do you think TIMADO does? A similar thing, right? He's auto-attacking this melee, pushing it in because he doesn't want to be at a severe creep disadvantage. Otherwise, I'll punish him on it, right? He gets it, I get it. As a result, it kind of gets nullified to some extent as I get the range creep CS. But it both, as I said, it puts us in a situation to trade. So I already showed this. I already talked about this wave. I want to mostly focus on the mid game and the pickoffs I get because, like, literally, I go crazy this game. 19, 5, and 18. I think I was highest net worth in the game. God, Void was slightly higher than me. But outside of a literal pro carry player, I was highest net worth. So let's get into it. From there, you're going to notice continuing to push in the wave, right? Shove it in, shove it in, shove it in. When the carry looks the pressure, just going to keep hitting him. And this is what's so cool. You just bully the carry. I bought an extra set of tangos because I want to put a lot of aggression in this lane. I mean, apply a lot of aggression. I want to go very, very aggressive on the carry. And you'll notice by pulling creep aggro onto the range creep against Faceless Void, it puts him in a really awkward position because that hero doesn't have a range creep secure. So by doing that, I'll easily deny the range creep basically every single creep wave, and that's going to put me in a really good spot as I also get a melee creep deny. So in this part of the game, I actually mess up pretty badly. Largely because I don't have my stun skilled, this is kind of bad. I definitely should have my stun. I think it'd be way better. But I'm going to get approached here. The Void's low, so I kind of got overconfident, but he was level 3, so he got his time dilation and his bash, right? He's 1/1/1, which is the Void spike in terms of damage, and he has an 8 stick, so he's really not that low. And really, I think what I do well here is I don't panic and I kind of man up. I do back here because I wanted to force the glimpse, and thankfully they mess up, and they messed up, so I was able to get off my fairy fire and just barely live, which was kind of a tragedy for their lane. Definitely switching things up, but hey, pros make mistakes too. They most certainly do, as now we're able to aggro deny the lane. And this is where Lina starts to get really, really strong. These later levels is when things can get pretty nasty, because the E gives you 70 attack speed, right? So how it works is for every single creeper hero you hit, you get a stack. So when I nuke through a Giga Wave like that, I get a ton of stacks, right? Like a ton of stacks. And I can use that to then punish the Void. So if he walks up for this melee, which he doesn't even bother trying, right? Like, look at the CS difference. He's getting completely zoned out, right? He doesn't even bother trying. But even if he did bother trying, it just wouldn't matter, right? He would get put into such a bad spot where it just straight up wouldn't matter. As we're gonna look to bully out the Void once again, just pressuring with autos like crazy. And this is probably be about the last thing I'll cover in the lane. Just okay, I'm invisible. But yeah, just keep in mind you want to keep shoving out the wave. In terms of skill build, you should be 1-1-1 at level 3. I think my skill build's a little bit off. You should rush mana boots every single game. I just think you need too much mana to not. Like, I don't think there's any other build you can go, as the Disruptor kills himself here. And yeah, at this point, I can just kind of keep zoning him off the wave. Notice how I'm not gonna Dragon Slave unless the Void looks to go for a CS, in which case I'll do it to build up E stacks and pressure. Outside of that, I'm just gonna keep the wave back and make it impossible for Void to CS. He walks up, I Q, gonna force him, into a bit of a bad position. He time walks, so I hit him with a stun, and I'm able to chip him down once again. So just an absolute disaster for the Void as I throw another nuke because I knew time walk was down. And yeah, this is I guess this is how you can beat a pro carry in lane. To be fair, I'm playing Lina and he's playing Void, but you can see the laning prowess of this hero if you know to shove in the wave. Because what people will do wrong is... That was really close. What people will do wrong... Does this guy die? It was really close. I don't remember. No, he doesn't die. But what people will do wrong is they just won't shove in the wave, and then they'll get their wave doubled up, and they'll get run down as a ranged hero and die. So the next thing you want to do is kind of get the lane back completely. One of the downsides of Lina as an offlaner is the hero can get ganked very, very easily, right? So I have to be extremely careful, right? Extremely careful. I knew the Void TP'd mid, so I was a little bit comfortable at this point based on that. But I have to be wildly careful as a result of the fact that my hero just doesn't have a good disengage mechanic. Yeah, your movement speed is pretty high, but that's about it. And so you will see me kind of push the tower here, but that's only because I have information of the other heroes. I was even afraid of an SF plus Tiny gank. Thankfully, they didn't set it up, and Tiny showed mid here, so I felt pretty comfortable and safe. Also, you notice I put down this ward over here, and this is going to help protect me from ganks as well. On top of that, if I don't feel comfortable about shoving in the wave, I'll look to take the large cam. On top of that, the SF, he was just like laning here, which was kind of annoying. I felt like we should have ganked him. I can't believe this guy died like this. He literally just walked up. I couldn't. What rank is this guy? I don't know. He's like unranked immortal. I don't know what rank this guy is. I couldn't believe. I guess he probably felt that he wasn't in vision, but we get the kill, and this was huge. I got a full level for that and an earn charge, which was freaking massive as I can look to shove in the wave. And if you do get ignored, for instance here, I see them all bottom, I'm happy to stay in my lane. I don't need to rotate, because what a lot of people do wrong, guys, I'm just going to keep it real. Most of you guys, you could be a mid, safe lane, support, whatever it is, you'll TP to fights that are across the map under a tower that isn't even your own tower. Like, it's so far away, there's no way you're connecting, and you're going to show up anyway. And it's like, why would you do that? Instead, I can make the high value play of taking this tower, right? I get a tower from full HP, which is so much net worth. I can then look bottom after. Like, honestly, I probably could have TP'd here. I'll keep it real. I think I even was looking. If you look at my player perspective, I was slow. I will admit. One second, I was slow, but you can see I'm looking, right? Because I start to see that the fight is shifting away from their tower into a place where I can connect very easily. So I'm immediately, looking. Now it's back into their triangle. I'm like, whatever, it's too far away. Honestly, in pubs, people do this wrong all the time. We were 7k up. Oh my. Alright, it's kind of bad that this game was even close then, but either way, look at my level. I'm level 11. I'm level 11. The second highest in the lobby is 10. On their team is 9. My team did some crazy. I think my my what's his name? My Huskar got mega tilted this game, like mega tilted, which made things a little bit weird. Oh yeah, I also forgot that this happened, but this did happen. We went my Tusk snowballed under their tier 1. I did miss my stun, which might have made this fight better, but probably a little bit questionable from the boys. I don't really know what we were going for here, but pretty hard for me to help them in this situation. Bit of a throw, but it's alright, we'll move on. Alright, so in this upcoming fight here, you're going to see LINA really coming online. Now, keep in mind, I am top net worth, so I'm like giga strong. But a couple things to know. So, Fiery Soul, for every stack, it gives you 15 bonus damage. That's a ton, right? Because that's... Wow, I really can't do the math. What, 105 more damage per nuke, which is insane because you're constantly throwing out these nukes. So your burst damage potential is nutty. On top of that, you have 30% spell amp when your axe comes, and mine's coming on the courier here. So what you'll see is I'm going to play very much the outside of the fight. I have no defensive items, and it's very important in Dota when you play a glass cannon build to be very comfortable baiting your teammates. I see a lot of the time people will go these like Deso-based sniper builds. They'll go like Mascomanus Deso and then not position relative to their teammates. I'm very comfortable baiting my teammates this game, and that's going to be key because I have to. I do a ton of damage, and my hero is insane, but I have to bait my teammates. For instance, here, I make a really good read to kind of just let the Tusk frontline, let the Void BKB run out. I even made the mistake of not clicking my Flame Cloak here, which was a big mistake. I lost the spell at, nearly lost the Void kill. Fortunately, he was low enough where it didn't matter. Well, we pick up the Void kill, he buys back, we're going to look to kite out, right? Continuing to kite the BKBs, and when you're playing, once again, a build with literally no defensive item, you want to kite out after your play. So I kite out, right? Kite out, look for the SF. Definitely was a little bit aggressive. I felt that my team, relative, good positioning, right? I was like, okay, right? If they're going to push up the hero, I'm willing to push up. It's a little bit risky. I could get tossed into a horrible position, so I was a bit nervous, and the Void came. So I blinked away. It was kind of a bad blink. I should have blinked more to the left, but it is what it is. I wanted to blink out and kite out. Once again, relative positioning. If the enemy carry is going to zone me out, so be it. I kind of have to let him do that. From there, the tiny blinks in, but we're going to move over. My camera was kind of weird there. But we're going to move over and look to once again kite out. I probably didn't have to hard blink away from Necro, but I just didn't want to get caught next to a time dilation. That spell just kind of decimates you, and my Tusk TP'd out, so I'm going to full... Actually, no, I don't full back. I think I kill the tiny here. Look at that. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? How much HP did this guy have? This guy has... Does he pop a stick? He pops a stick. He has 700 health. That is not low on HP, right? This guy's straight up not low on health. Like, LINA nukes are supposed to do 380 with the 15 talent and 310. That's like, what, 690 exactly? So you can see, because this guy literally had 700 HP, maybe 690 exactly, he dies. But he's supposed to have 25% magical resistance. It's not the case because of the Flame Cloak, right? It's basically every single time you nuke, it's doing pure damage. As TIMADO's pinging me out, he's like, we gotta kill this LINA. It's true, they gotta kill me. But I understand my hero, right? I really understand my hero in these fights. I need to let my team get gone on. I can't get chronoed. I am going to get chronoed a later fight. We're going to lose that fight. And you'll see that play out. So it's really important to understand your job and understand your relative positioning to your teammates. That's a big thing anytime I'm coaching my private coaching students. I talk to them about relative positioning because you're not always playing LINA, right? It really depends on your hero. It depends on your items. Depends on the state of the game. Depends on the enemy's items, your matchups. You really have to... It's hard, right? But this game, they have two heroes that can jump me, Glimpse, and I have a lot of frontliners, so I need to play very, very defensive. For instance, here, Void jumps in. Notice how I'm not looking to stun right away. I'm going to look to stun from max range. I guess I could have gone a little closer. I unfortunately missed there. It did sort of bait out his BKB, but a bit of a bad go for my team. They got caught in the chrono. Not too much you can do about that. From here, I'm going to look to once again stun for max range and then run away. This ends up being a Void Illusion, which I didn't... I guess I did kind of know because I'm playing like I know. But I'm once again kiting out. See how my Huskar moves back? When he moves back, I move in. In this case, this exact case, I kind of realized Huskar was being a bit of a wuss. I saw that the Techies was going to initiate, and so I was like, okay, let's go. I blow up the SF, and it's a really good start to the fight. From there, I'm going to kite up and to the left. The reason why I don't go to the right is I don't want to run into Necro. I don't want to get caught by a Void who can ignore my team and go to me. So I once again want to come and stay behind my teammates, trusting their initiation. I only blinked to the right here because I saw that the Void Honestly, probably not a great blink. I could have blinked more towards here to stay even further away. But I was afraid of the Void initiating as... Oh my gosh, look at that nuke damage. As we're going to look to right-click the Necro. Barely going on him. The Void thankfully didn't have time dilation or chrono here, so I felt that I could go in. As I kind of missed my stun. That was trash. That was a bad miss. So one thing to keep in mind is your hero one-shots creep waves extremely easily at this point in the game, and it farms faster than like any other hero. So you'll notice even though we're 3k ahead, I have bots. Like I honestly think I could have ran bottom here instead of being with my team. I think I was probably a little bit afraid of getting ganked. I believe he has Shadow Blade. Yeah, so I was just afraid of running into this area. I see why I went top. I was just afraid, and rightfully so in this case. Yeah, so I'm able to avoid that gank. But yeah, I'm gonna be looking to clear out the map. Oh, this was so sad. We go bottom to try to kill them, and then my Huskar just keeps sieging. It was that was crazy to me, man. We TV bottom. Surely he saw us do it, and he just kept sieging. It's like, oh my. What can you do? There goes our Aegis. Big thing though. So a big. This is a big learning moment I can share with a lot of you guys. So in Dota, people get scared when their teammates die. On the other hand, think about it from the enemy team's perspective. If they kill someone, they get confidence. Now, this is for good reason. Usually when you lose a teammate, you should be scared, and when they kill someone, they should be confident. It makes sense. It's very reasonable, very rational. But the thing is, when you're playing a hero that can one-shot people, you can get in and out. And that's exactly what I'm going to look to do here. Unfortunately, this SF showed up, so I had to be a little bit careful. And why did I not multi-disrupt there? Right, that was shit. But either way, the main point the main point is that I don't expect them to be thinking that I'm in the area. On top of that, I have a ward. And this ward is very important because it can make me have very good decision making. Right? It's a straightforward idea. If I can see them coming, I'm gonna know if I need to get out. Right? I know if the Tiny or the Void is there, my main threats. We even have detection for the SF. So really I know I'm not gonna die. Unfortunately, I didn't see the SF. I would have tried to kill that guy for sure. Look at my nuke. It literally did half his HP. That's crazy. But I have full information, so I knew I could go. And unfortunately, we didn't get anything out of it. But keep that concept in mind, guys. Which is like, if they get a pick off, it doesn't mean you necessarily need to back because we're able to get a pretty decent fight here. Unfortunately, I get 4 times time dilated here, which was kind of annoying. As I'm gonna go back to farming. And I think I look to kill the Void here. Unfortunately, I think I don't get him. Oh, how did I miss that stun? Oh, this was so sad. How? Ah, that's such a bad stun. Why did I send it so far forward? He would have died. He would have died. He's 100% dead. The stun would have done like 4 something, and this does like 950, and then a couple autos, and he's dead. Damn! I would have solo killed TIMADO. So sad. Unfortunate. Thankfully, I didn't get picked off here. I was able to shove out the wave. Okay, this was kind of stupid. I nearly killed myself here. Actually, I was baiting. This is crazy. He dies me. He's like, what is this LINA doing? What is this clown doing? Then he got silenced by the techies, and he had no BKB because of what happened earlier. I'm just the god. I'm baiting TIMADO in. This game is so funny, man. This game is so clowny. I had to TV back to base for mana quite a bit. Decided to go Octarine here, partially because I think the CDR with just your spells is insane. A lot of people go E-Blade so you can one-shot better, which is completely reasonable. The amount of damage you do with E-Blade is like nuts. So I respect that build, especially if you think you're having trouble solo killing. By the way, how did I not kill Void here? This was a pick-off attempt with the concept of go to the safest place on the map for the enemy, right? It's literally their high ground, so I'm going to assume it's safe. How did he see me coming? Because he BKBs here? How? Oh, he just saw me. He's just that good at the game, huh? Well, I forced this BKB again, which wasn't that bad. Yeah, the trade! And like basically in general, because I pick off TIMADO again, so you can see I kind of read his movements. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm so much better than TIMADO. Like, I don't think that. I'm just saying this is how you like generally read movements. You go to the place that you think they're not. So they thought I was top. I shift to bottom. I kind of rotate my movement, go to the opposite side of the map. On top of that, I don't know. It's just like my team is showing mid, so he's probably gonna think, oh, I'm mid. So I cleared bottom, and you might be like, oh, okay. So you cleared bottom, so he should know you're here. Yeah, to some extent, he could know I'm here because I cleared bottom. But at the same time, he might think, oh, I cleared bottom. Lina cleared bottom, he's not gonna. He's just gonna leave now, right? Because he's gonna know he's gonna know I know he's there, right? So he'll just leave. But I don't. I think part of the reason I kill him here is because his tiny messes up. Because like it kind of looks like he was baiting. He goes bottom here, and I nuke him out. I literally got just enough autos to kill him. I 100% would have died, but I got just enough autos to kill him. And I was able to chase down the tiny as well as I blink on him with a couple autos. And the damage from Lina, even the autos, even though I only hit for 176, just so much attack speed that it doesn't matter. As we get the tips from the boys, the double kill bottom. And now we also got Laguna Blade is pure and pierces spell immunity. So we got even stronger. As this game's going to go on for a while because, I don't know, we just kept diving high ground and throwing. So I'll skip ahead a little bit. But the build gets... It scales well, too, because you have 11% spell amp at 20. You have 2 nuke coolants at 10 and 15. You have 2 nuke talents at 25. Like, this hero really, with the new axe, is kind of just designed to be a nuker more than a right-clicker. People are still playing her as a right-clicker, don't get me wrong. I'm going to try off-lane right-click Lina, but the problem with that build is you don't really have mana. You have big mana problems if you don't go, like, Aether. Right? Aether really helps with the early game farming. Oh, they actually saw me bottom here. Good thing I left. Wow. That was really... Damn. How did I know? I definitely didn't know, but easy. The Arcane Blink was my final item. It increases the duration of the stun, and it lets you basically hit your combo without missing because the stun's like instant cast with it. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty clean. The reason why I went Kai'Sange and not E-Blade was it helps with time dilation. Maybe I can live a chrono as well. And my Laguna Blade's pure, which means it actually doesn't work with the magic amp of E-Blade because it's not spell amp, it's magic amp. So it doesn't. It would amp the other abilities, but not the Laguna, which is kind of my biggest part of my damage. All right, we were literally gonna lose this game. It was so sad, man. It was a 4-on-2 in our base, and we somehow managed to win this game. So I get time dilated. I decided to go on the Necro, don't catch him, which I thought was GG. I thought I was dead. Tusk thankfully made the good play of just saving me, and I also made the good play of not panicking, right? A lot of players here would panic. They would keep trying to run. Guys, if you're dead, you're dead, right? Lina, I don't have any defensive item. I went a very, very, very greedy build. I know if I get gone on, I can't really get out. And so instead of trying to get out, I get my dag on and a couple autos off, and that's the difference. It enables Tusk to get the kill. Oh, that was crazy, and we get 2 diebacks right off the bat, which was just enough to enable the Tusk to stall because the other heroes don't really threaten him too much. The SF and the Disruptor aren't really too much of a problem for him. He can kind of easily fend them off as he pops the Aeon, snowballs onto SF, does a really good job of stalling here. That was beautifully done by the Tusk. And yeah, I think we just end up winning the game off of that. Yeah, we do. So, crazy match. Hopefully you guys are inspired to play this build. It's a really cool build. It's so much fun. I'm absolutely going to be playing it. You could play Lina safe lane, mid lane, off lane. This hero is extremely good and flexible right now. And you even heard, yeah, safe lane. I believe you could play this hero any role, even at a competitive level. So, I'm not just trying to hype this up for the sake of hyping it up. I really believe this. But all right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.